This is Percy, and Percy is a terrier of some sort, terrier mix, and he's a really good looking dog, and he's a little bit reactive to people, but in this video we're going to talk about how we can stop a dog from nipping. I think he's nipping in a corrective way. I think he's being a terrier and he thinks, well, I'm just going to nip this guy's feet from behind, either because I feel insecure, because I disagree with what he's doing, or maybe a little bit of both. Now I'm going to demonstrate moving back and forth really quickly just so you can kind of see the movement that he's doing. I'm going to show you how we can actually use the principles of counter conditioning to stop him from doing that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of move back and forth here, and if you don't see my head, that's okay. Woo! Woo! Well, of course he's not doing it now because I'm filming it. But what he normally does is he comes and he nips right at behind. And so I think it's a reactive behavior for him. So what I want to do is we're going to use the principle of counter conditioning to substitute a different behavior. In this case, the behavior of just sitting down. Can you move that harness back out of the way? I'm going to have you probably, I want to try to get you seeing what she's doing. Wow, Percy's pretty athletic.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to put Percy right there.
Sit.
And we're gonna, you're gonna have to be really fast with those treats. So you're gonna basically hold that treat the way I showed you, and I'm gonna start moving back and forth here in front of him. Now, when you're doing, real quick, back to me. When you're doing counter conditioning, my two tests, can I get the dog to sit, and will it take the treat? If it won't sit or it won't take the treat, it means the stimulus, in this case me moving, is too much for the dog to deal with. All right, let's get him back over there.
Come here.
Can you kind of see him?
Sit.
There you go. And try to see it hopefully so you can see me as well. So let's start doing the counter conditioning. So we're going to offer him that treat. Hold it in your hand the way I showed you. Yep, go ahead and give it to her. No, you're going to give it to her. You're just handing the treat to her.
Okay. Sit.
And we want him looking at me. There you go.
Sit.
There you go. So now first I'm just going to walk back and forth kind of slowly. I mean, this isn't actually slowly because this didn't get the response before. But the dog's eyes are really attracted to movement. So make sure he's following me. So as I go here, there you go, that's better. And hold it a little bit higher so his nose is not looking down. So now he's looking there. There you go. So what you want to do is I want him to be able to be taking the treat while he's watching me move back and forth. And you saw how he's animated, and don't pull it away. The whole idea is to let him chew on it right there. Just looking at me.
Let go of me.
There we go. All right, let's grab another one. All right, so let's try doing this. Now I'm going to start moving pretty fast. There you go. So that was the response. I darted in a little bit to get that. So let's go ahead and get him turned this way. There you go. And if he's pawing at you for now, it's okay. So you saw that little dart right there. I'm going to be winded if I do this over and over again, so that's good. So basically the idea for counter conditioning is sometimes I'll use an actual leash. Hey buddy, I appreciate you not biting me. Sometimes I use a leash from preventing the dog to actually get to the person. But I think it's sudden movement. Now, I don't know for sure. Ask yourself though later on, anytime he nips, was that person moving quickly? I suspect it probably is, because that's when he seems to, the only time he's shown me this response. Now I use a lot of dog psychology when we came in to make sure he felt good about us. But the idea is, as he's watching the person go by, he's getting this tasty treat, he's watching. And then as soon as you're about to, the treat is about to be done, tell the person to freeze. Pop the rest of the treat in his mouth and the person's frozen. Pull out another treat, have him look, and then have him start doing it again. So back and forth, and what we're doing is we're helping the dog practice a different behavior. Instead of lurching and snapping at somebody who's walking by, I just watch him do it, and while I'm watching it, I'm getting a really high value reward. So this is like paying the dog for doing a different behavior. After the dog has done this long enough, that becomes the new behavior pattern. Somebody's moving by fast, who's giving me the treat? And after a while, we've substituted the nipping behavior to an observing behavior, where the dog just watches things go on. I don't need to nip at you, because it's better just to sit here and get a tasty treat. Percy. I do have one in my pocket here. Come here, buddy. This is Percy. That's some lint. Sit. And this is how you can use the principle of counter conditioning to stop a dog from nipping somebody who runs by them. Sit. Sit.